Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is coming August 30th to PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5. I did a video about it a few weeks ago. Along with that, we're getting an Icky Island expansion, which a lot of us are excited about. Plus, new content for Legends, which is the multiplayer mode for Ghost of Tsushima. And that's something that you're obviously very excited about.
Yes, I am. Especially the new mode, Rivals. Can't wait to actually try that out. Since it's a 2v2 mode.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how Rivals works. I watched the trailer a few times. By the way, we'll leave the trailer and the information for you to read over below in the description section. And let's talk about, first off, everything that comes with Legends as of right now. You have 4 classes: Samurai, Hunter, as well as Ronin, and Assassin. Yours is the Hunter, obviously.
I'm all about that bow and arrow.
I like Samurai, but I guess Samurai, Ronin, I guess that's our second favorite is Ronin.
Yeah, Ronin is actually good. Then Assassin's like that last.
Yeah, so you have 4 different classes to choose from. You can rank them all up. It adds some playability to the multiplayer version of Ghost of Tsushima, which is known as Legends. There's different things you can do, such as the 1 to 2 player story mode. There's 9 of them total, right?
Yes.
9 stories. And there's different difficulties for the replayability, such as Bronze, Silver, Gold, and then Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare is, like the name says,
yeah.
Nightmare.
And obviously they're more challenging, but they also give you rewards based on the difficulties. So.
Right. But usually if you just want like the best type of stuff, just go grind gold.
Yeah, but...
And it'll still give you like best of the best.
Yeah. But there's no harm in starting off at the bottom with Bronze, especially if you're new. The other thing that we really enjoy doing in Ghost of Tsushima Legends is the survival mode, which you can play with, 1 to 4 players.
Yeah.
And there's currently 4 maps. So 4 maps right now. Same difficulties: Bronze, Silver, Gold, Nightmare. And then there's also the 4-player raid. That is, well, for players like me, a little challenging. But someone like her, yeah, 3 chapters aren't so difficult.
Yeah, no, it's very easy. You just need 3 people that actually do know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, at least somehow know how to fight. And at the same time, just how to parkour here and there. Maybe solve some puzzles. It's very simple. Like all you just gotta do in reality is just do simple puzzles. Like 2 players in one place, 2 players in another, then the other ones do like the other stuff. You know, it's easy.
Oh,
and if you have like mics.
Real easy. Anyways, there's also challenges that come with Legends, various cosmetics you unlock for your characters, abilities, rewards. So it's added value, in my opinion, when it comes to Ghost of Tsushima, because when we bought Ghost of Tsushima, like, Legends didn't even exist. We had no idea about Legends.
No.
It came later on, and I've always considered it to be, fun, added value. But the question we're going to ask ourselves later on is it worth $20? Now, let's talk about what's coming with Legends along with Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. A few things, like we touched on a few minutes ago. There is a new mode coming to Ghost of Tsushima Legends called Rivals. 2 teams of 2 compete to defeat waves of enemies. Each defeated foe, you collect Magatama, I guess that's right, and you can use it to harm the other team. For example, if you spend Magatama on shades to block your opponent's purchases, curses, health drain, exploding bodies, etc., watch it fire, and more. Once you spend enough Magatama, you unlock the final stand waves. Complete these before the opposing team wins. So it is technically 2v2, but you're not fighting the other team per se.
Yeah, no, it's basically just buying modifiers until you basically hurt them enough to the point where you can just defeat the enemies yourself. So I guess you just get more score than them and then you win, I guess.
I guess I honestly don't know.
That's just the way I see it. It's like 2 big teams of 2. You buy modifiers as you kill enemies, and you get to like the final part. And then I guess you just have to do like enough damage with the modifiers to the point where they die by the Mongols, and then you just kill the rest of the Mongols, you get more score and you win. That's what I'm assuming. It does seem fun though.
Hopefully it'll be fun. I guess we'll find out. I don't think that's coming out on the 20th. It's coming out on September 3rd, I believe, Rivals.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that are coming to Legends on August 20th along with the Director's Cut.
Right.
But then it's a few weeks later on September 3rd when we're getting the Rivals mode for Legends. And it doesn't matter if you have the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima or just the regular version, you're still going to get the Legends content. I believe that's correct.
Right.
Along with Rivals, there's going to be what's called a Gear Mastery System, new expansion of the progression system rewards for Legends. Players who've earned 110 level gear will now be able to bind it to a class and activate quote-unquote mastery challenges. This will allow a piece of gear's Kai level to be upgraded to 120 and eventually unlock a second perk slot. As you activate mastery challenges, you can also unlock a new ability and new techniques for each class. And starting on August 20th, the release date of Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, they're also releasing an update that will add new features to Legends, including some changes based on feedback from the community. They have rebalanced the survival mode. They've shortened the session length. They've also added new weekly survival nightmare challenges to the variants. And they're also unlocking additional cosmetics and Legends for players who earned them in New Game Plus. So if you've been playing Ghost of Tsushima and you beat the game, as well as beating it on New Game Plus and spent them Ghost Flowers on all the Ghost items through New Game Plus, then those cosmetics will be available for you to use for your characters, your classes, whichever ones you end up using, Samurai, Hunter, Assassin, Ronin. You'll be able to use those New Game Plus clothing items and cosmetics in Legends as well. So that is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Extra incentive to play New Game Plus for anyone that's beaten the game and has yet to go back to play New Game Plus, but at the same time enjoys playing Legends. Now there's new content coming as well, starting on September 10th through October 1st. Each week they're going to add some new content to Legends, including additional rival map, new survival maps inspired by Iki Island, Io's Realm, as well as the Trials of Io. So we are getting some new survival maps, a harder difficulty version of Raid, like the current version of Raid isn't hard enough for me already, and online leaderboards. So here's the topic of this video. I wanted to put all the information out there first before we got to this topic. All right, so now let's talk about the standalone version of Legends. Yes, we're getting a standalone versions of Legends for any of you that happen to be only interested in the Legends content and don't really care about Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. You will be able to purchase the standalone version of Legends either on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 for $20 US, 20 euros, 16 pounds, or whatever your currency happens to be. Now, let's just say later on, after you buy the standalone version of Legends, you decide you want to upgrade to Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut for whatever rhyme or reason, then you'll be able to do so. PlayStation 4 prices will be $40 US, 50 euros, 44 pounds, but for the PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, $50 US, 60 euros, and 54 pounds. Once again, there's currencies we left off, but I thought I'd include the ones that were mentioned in the article. Now that we got all that information out of the way regarding Ghost of Tsushima Legends, our thoughts about whether or not a standalone version of Ghost of Tsushima Legends, is it actually worth $20 US or whatever other currency you happen to have?
Well, in my opinion, with what we currently have in the game, and this is just assuming, that we're only going to get rivals and maybe a couple of survivals and more missions, I would have to say no, not yet. I would have to maybe say $10 to make it worth it. 20, I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe if they do seem to have more content, then yeah. But right now, I mean, not really. Even with the new techniques or new abilities, because I think that's what they said, right? They were going to add more new techniques. Like, you keep ranking up your character. You know how you have, like, your vampire blade, your explosive arrow.
Yeah.
I mean, your vampire blade, your explosive blade. And then they say we're going to have a new technique. So you're going to have maybe, like, more abilities as you go through.
Yeah, mastery.
Yeah, more mastery. I don't know. It could become worth it. But right now, as it is, I don't think so.
I agree. And this was definitely a knee-jerk reaction I had when I read the article. I sat back like, really? They want to charge $20 for the standalone version. There have been people that don't like the idea of the cost for the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. Now, I think it's fine. Sucker Punch makes great content, great games. I have faith in the Iki Island expansion as well as everything they're bringing to the table for the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. Even though I do think on the PlayStation 4 version, it should just be like a free upgrade. Maybe for us PlayStation 5 players, we have to pay for a little extra. Or maybe they do the Iki Island expansion like as a separate purchase for everyone that just wants a key island. Anyways, that's off topic. Back to Legends. I agree with Riley. I don't think that Legends Standalone is going to be worth $20 or whatever your currency happens to be. For one thing, I believe that you're probably going to have to download the entire game anyways. And the story mode version of Ghost of Tsushima, like many other games like Red Dead Redemption 2, when you buy the standalone version of Red Dead Online, also for $20, by the way, you still download the entire game of Red Dead Redemption 2, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is locked unless you decide to pay for that later. This seems like a similar strategy that Sony and Sucker Punch are adopting.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I'm not going to pay $20 for a standalone version of Legends, especially since there's not really much to go on here. I mean, are they planning on making this a long-term live service thing? Are they going to continue adding content to Legends? Are they going to continue expanding it? And now let's play devil's advocate. What if Sucker Punch and Sony do have long-term plans for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is why they're doing a standalone version? Maybe this is just the beginning of their content, like more cosmetics, more things to do, more modes, maybe some new classes. They have a long-term roadmap that they present to us saying, hey, they're not going to abandon Legends. This is just the start, and they're going to keep it going for years to come. Then some people might feel inclined to pay that $20 to get the standalone version of Ghost of Tsushima Legends. However, in my opinion, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is the better deal. You're getting the main story, you're getting the upgrades and improvements courtesy of Director's Cut. Also the Iki Island expansion that we're excited about. Hopefully that'll be good. And you also get Legends.
Right, yeah. Like, I see the only way that this could work is like they deal with like Reddit Online, where it's like they update it like every few months, but they have to do more content, like maybe every 4 months. You know, every 4 months you upgrade it as a year, so 3 updates per year. It could work. But yeah, like if they're gonna pull a Reddit Online and just update it,
or GTA Online or some other live service game like Cold War, Fortnite, Rocket League, Dead by Daylight, you get the idea. That's what they would have to do with Ghost of Tsushima Legends. If that is their angle, if that's their goal, is to make it its own live service thing, then it could work. But bear in mind, if you decide to go down this road of buying Ghost of Tsushima Legends as a standalone, like we talked about already, chances are you're probably going to have to download the entire game anyways.
Right.
And it already says in the article that you will not get the content, the cosmetics from Story Mode or New Game Plus in Legends. With the exception of some cosmetics that you can only unlock via the Story Mode campaign, this is the same Legends content accessible by the owners of Ghost of Tsushima. So right there, it says that, yes, you're going to pay the $20 for Legends.
Yeah, which is already kind of annoying. And if, honestly, I would just have to recommend you just buy the whole game and just get the game, get New Game Plus, and get Iki Island, and just get Legends in general, because you're just gonna get a more bang for your buck.
I agree, and I always look, like I said earlier, I always looked at Legends as added value, because whenever we pre-ordered Ghost of Tsushima over a year ago, I never knew they were gonna come out with Legends. Most of you didn't either, and it was just a cool, awesome bonus that they added that we spent many hours playing after we complete Ghost of Tsushima. We had a good time. I got a little salty doing Raid, but at the same time, I just don't know if it can stand on its own as a live service unless Sucker Punch and Sony intend to continue adding content, which segues us into ideas, I guess. We'll just throw in some ideas of what we would like to see added to Legends, or what you would like to see added to Legends to justify the $20 price tag and them continuing to add more content to it. The problem is there's only so much you can do with Legends, but there is ways that Sucker Punch and Sony could justify it being a $20 standalone game. I doubt it, but let's just throw out some things, some suggestions for anyone at Sucker Punch or Sony that might be listening. This is something that a lot of us have been wanting. I've been reading in comment section on Twitter, etc. One of the highly requested modes is 1v1 duels, similar to Ghost of Tsushima story mode. I would say it would have to be simplistic, because you have these different classes, like the Samurai Hunter, the Ronin, the Assassin, and they're each different in their own way. So I'm guessing that the duels would be a lot more simplistic, where it would simply be the resolve and the ability to like fight and have the different stances.
Right. I guess the way it could work, this is something I just thought about right now. is like every player, like of course two, would have 5 resolve, and you could do whatever you want with those 5 resolve. Like you could heal, or you could do Heavenly Strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only 2 things you could do with resolve. So you can just either I don't know.
Maybe they'll tie it into how far your character is in rank. Maybe, like, if you're higher in rank, you get more resolve points, and maybe you also unlock, like, the abilities that Jin has in duels that eventually you acquire through the Mythic Tales. It would have to be its own separate thing, but you could use a samurai, a hunter, as well as an assassin or a ronin, whichever one you prefer using.
Right.
But then you would have to select which stance you want to use before the mode starts. So I think it could work. Don't expect it to have all the stuff that we use in the other modes, but I think that dual player versus player mode would be really cool, especially if they had like points you would earn, rewards, specifically unlockable cosmetics, depending on how many duels you end up winning. At least for starters, everyone that at least participates in a duel should get something for it. Maybe a sword kit or a mask.
Yeah, it could work. Especially for the samurai, because the samurai is all about the dueling.
True, but at the same time, Ronin's duel, so...
That too.
Yeah, but everyone likes a different class, and I don't see the problem with people going in using a hunter for dueling or assassin for dueling. I mean, if that's what you prefer, at the same time, it's just the character you like to use the most, so in the end, that part really doesn't bother me. But duels would be really awesome in Legends. It would just give players something to do, especially if they had like online leaderboard similar to the raids that are going to be, I guess they're going to be adding, and other rewards too. So I was also trying to brainstorm a new class, because we currently have 4 classes, nearly a year of 4 classes. The only one I can really come up with is the Warrior Monk, Norio, for example. Now, obviously it needs to be fleshed out a lot more, but a lot of people would love to have that melee weapon. I know everyone else has a katana, all the other 4 classes, so this is what would set the Warrior Monk apart from the other ghosts. Is he had the Nagata, is that how you pronounce it?
I think that's how it is.
Yeah, that would be something really cool to have for a new class, the Warrior Monk class in Legends. And of course, there'd be different kits for it as well, and unlockables that you would get, probably similar to the same sword kits that you have for the other characters. They would just make versions for that particular blade, and then other stuff as well, like cosmetics specifically for the Warrior Monk, abilities, etc. Do you like the idea of a Warrior Monk class, or do you think something else might be better? Do you think
I like the idea. It could work for some players. It depends on their playstyle. I guess some abilities, like it could be like the Hunter, where you can just throw the Naginata at people, maybe.
Throw it.
Yeah, throw it. Like you can use it as a sword.
Okay.
Or something like that. Like Norio uses it, and then you could just throw it, and then
throw it like a spear or
like
a javelin. Okay.
Yeah, that could work. It could be like an ability. Yeah,
Okay.
Like I could see some players, and maybe it could be like a hybrid where you could choose whether to heal, or you could just choose whether you want to actually, like you could shoot the blade at like a player.
Well,
And
at the moment, all we really have is the PvE modes. So the duel is a dream, but I do like the idea of like throwing it at Onis and like Tengus,
Right.
And like the I guess the zombified Mongols.
Yeah, maybe it sets them on fire, or like an effect. Or like I was thinking, like you could just hit a player with it and just fully raise the health bar.
Well, I don't know about that, because the Ronin is the healer already. I mean, it makes more sense, to be honest, for the Warrior Monk to be a healer, because they're kind of like their thing. They're all about peace and healing people, but they also can be called to war, just like Norio was. But the problem is we already have technically a healer in the game, and I don't know if throwing the Nagata at somebody is going to quote-unquote heal them.
Just, I don't know. It's it's one of those things that it's like gameplay logic.
Yeah.
But it still works. I mean, because we don't have a ranged healer, if you don't count the ultimate.
Well, maybe it can just be just an additional healing ability similar to the Ronin. I don't know. It's just one of the class ideas I came up with. Actually, it is the only class I came up with.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. So, any modes. This is the other problem, because we already got like these story modes. We already got survival. We already got raid. Duels would be awesome. We're getting this rival mode. Hopefully it'll turn out to be good. So that left me to like at the bottom of the barrel trying to brainstorm ideas that would, make Legends more appealing for players that just want to buy Legends. Obviously, we're not going to be able to free mode because they're kind of like mini maps, like hubs of the larger map of Tsushima. And I think they're going to do the same thing when they add the maps of Iki Island to Legends with new survival maps. So that's the problem. They're not just going to simply give us the whole world of Tsushima, or a version of that, the Legends version of Tsushima to roam around in and, I guess, fight random like Onis and crow creature things.
Yeah, Tengu.
The Tengus and the zombie Mongols or whatever else. You know what I'm saying. The point is, I don't think we're going to be able to free roam in Legends. So we had to come up with other modes. Battle Royale, we thought about it, and I think we both agreed that Battle Royale is probably not good. Been there, done that. There's way too many Battle Royales right now.
In my opinion, like, this is the way it should be for Legends. If it was just me customizing everything, you would have the story, the raids, the challenges of the Nightmare and everything, the way we have it right now.
Okay.
Add duels. And maybe add one more role.
Yeah, so we decided instead of Battle Royales, what about death matches and team death matches? That might make more sense for a new mode to Ghost of Tsushima Legends than a Battle Royale, because a Battle Royale, we'd have to have a huge map. I don't know if it'd be the entire island of Tsushima. Maybe it'd be like Iki Island or like the Act 1 map or the Act 2 map or the Act 3 map by itself. So Battle Royale probably not very realistic. Plus, I feel like eventually it's going to phase out. But, death matches, team death matches, that kind of mode could work in Ghost of Tsushima Legends because you don't need as big of a map to do death matches and team death matches. And it's not as many people.
Yeah. I think the way that Battle Royale wouldn't work also as well is because it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
So you definitely are cutting out two generations of players, of like, the Xbox and the PC.
Yeah, those platforms, obviously, unfortunately, they're never going to get to play Ghost of Tsushima. That's another issue I have with exclusive games.
I guess one more thing that they could do is, like I said, duels and have all the modes with one more role. Have events, like every 3 months. Like, they could do that. Like, Samurai event, maybe a Hunter event, or Ghost of Tsushima Christmas event where you get, like, a Christmas cosmetic where, like, for example, you get, like, reindeer mask and horns for the assassin, or it could work. Our events are cool.
Yeah, but
even if it's stupid.
But Christmas isn't exactly a Japanese holiday.
Well, now it is.
Okay, so finally, I wanted to talk about my main reason why I don't think that Ghost of Tsushima Legends is, the standalone version is worth buying for $20. And I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison real quick at the end between Legends and Red Dead Online because, once again, you can actually buy Red Dead Online standalone for $20 US. Of course, as we talked about, you also have to technically download the whole game of Red Dead Redemption 2, which you can unlock for a price. The same thing I think will happen with Ghost of Tsushima Legends, but the difference is with that $20 version of Red Dead Online, you do actually get quite a bit for a new player. You get an open world to explore, as well as a character creator, so you get to create your own character. You don't have 4 classes to choose from. You can create your own character. You can eventually earn cash, some gold, in order to get clothing items, as well as weapons, horses, saddles, a camp that you can upgrade over time. There are, at the moment, 5 roles in the game you could eventually purchase with gold, like the trader role, collector, bounty hunter, moonshiner, naturalist role. You can also go off hunting and fishing, exploring the map, doing dynamics, whether it's ambushes or other activities. There's plenty of PvE modes as well, such as the Stranger missions, and you can also get the Blood Money missions, Land of Opportunity missions, and for everybody into PvP, you can PvP in free mode, or you can go into PvP showdown modes, horse racing, free mode events, as well as partake in the quick draw clubs, daily challenges. All in all, if we're going to say, like, between Legends or Red Dead Online, which one is worth $20, even though I don't think either one is really worth $20, I would have to say
Red Dead Online.
Yeah, Red Dead Online gives you more value for that $20 than Ghost of Tsushima Legends by itself, which is why, once again, I would suggest you just get Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. That way, you get the whole package.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's basically like Red Dead. It's like basically you might as well get the entire game because just the story mode is just better.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the story mode of both games is the main thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rockstar is trying to make Red Dead Online its own thing, but it's really just not working out.
Trying, I guess.
Not trying to make it its own thing.
But at the very least, there's still more to Red Dead Online than Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And this is somebody that loves Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And somebody that has been critical of the way Rockstar has handled Red Dead Online. I just don't think that Ghost of Tsushima Standalone is worth $20 or whatever in price of euro or pound or yen. You get the idea. But anyways, that's how we feel about Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And the more we try to brainstorm, the more you come to realize it's hard to come up with more things to add to this.
Right. Yeah, there's only so much you could do.
Yeah.
I guess like the best thing, like I said, like events.
Mm-hmm.
Just do like, I don't know, like do a certain challenge and they'll give you like a specific type of clothing.
Yeah, but after all, it's just a cosmetic. Is that enough to keep people coming back to the game?
I guess what they can do in certain modes is like with the events, they'll add like a limited mode. Like for example, the Hunter's Challenge, where you cannot use the sword like at all. They'll disable the sword. It's like bow and arrow everything.
That sounds like fun.
And for example, it's like a Nightmare Challenge, and then there you go.
Yeah, but they already have stuff like that already in the Nightmare modes.
They have like modifiers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, this is a prime example how we're struggling to come up with ideas for them to add to Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Now, I'm sure there's people at Sucker Punch that may have better, brighter ideas than we have, but she and I have been playing Legends for almost a year now, and this is the best we can come up with, and I think this is the best that a lot of the Legends fans can come up with. It'll be awesome if they add duels. I would love a new class or several new classes. The Warrior Monk seems like the one that makes the most sense to me. Maybe death matches, maybe team death matches, new content, new cosmetics, maybe some events like Riley was talking about, but other than that, no. The standalone version of Ghost of Tsushima Legends, definitely not worth the price. I would just suggest you get Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which is coming August 20th to PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5. Once again, that includes the main story of the game, along with the upgrades, improvements to Ghost of Tsushima, Iki Island expansion, and you also get Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And when you unlock that story content and cosmetics, the new Game Plus cosmetics, that goes into your Legends characters, unlike the standalone version of Ghost of Tsushima Legends. But that's just our opinion about Ghost of Tsushima Legends, the standalone version. We're excited about the new content coming in August and September all the way to October. Hopefully Sucker Punch will continue to add content to Legends. We can only hope. But at the same time, what's your thoughts? What's your views? What's your opinions about the content coming to Ghost of Tsushima Legends? And do you think that the standalone version of Ghost of Tsushima Legends is actually worth paying $20, 20 euros, 16 pounds, or however much it's going to cost in yen, when you could just buy the director's cut version of this game and get so much more? Your thoughts, your views, and opinions, as always, welcome below in the comments section.